You need to cut and bulk. That is the fundamental advice for building muscle and losing fat. But the truth is, it's not always the right strategy, and for many, it might actually make things tougher. So today, we're gonna talk about the beloved cut-bulk cycle and how we need to think a bit more before deciding to use it. Cut-bulk cycling is undoubtedly great, and it's ridiculously simple. You bulk then cut, or cut then bulk then repeat. The rationale for it is also pretty simple. Bulking means eating more calories, which produces an anabolic state, which is awesome for building muscle. Cutting means eating fewer calories, which produces a catabolic state, which is great for losing fat. But just like me and Arnold Schwarzenegger, these are two diametrically opposing physiological states. So if you want both more muscle and less fat, then the common answer is to cycle between cutting and bulking, aka cut-bulk cycling. Now, despite the very little research on cut-bulk cycling, this strategy is supported by almost all the greatest minds of the fitness world, and also myself. It's probably because there's so much evidence supporting cutting and bulking individually that the logic of combining them just makes sense. And a recent pilot study did show that cut-bulk cycling led to significantly greater muscle growth and fat loss in untrained obese men. So everything so far seems to suggest that cut-bulk cycling is pretty amazing. And if I were to rate it on the Picturefit scale, I'll give it a solid 5 out of 5 Picturefit points. But if that's the case, then what exactly is my problem with it? First, I want to make it clear that this is just my opinion. So if you want to go after my triangular booty after, then make sure you come at the right angle, cause I don't do isosceles. The problem I have isn't that cut-bulk cycling doesn't work. It's more so if it's actually the most important thing to focus on. You see, the early popularity of cut-bulk cycling developed mostly amongst professional bodybuilders. As physique athletes pushing the absolute human genetic limits, sometimes past it, they need those prime anabolic and catabolic environments to support their prime physiology. And the cut-bulk cycle is absolutely essential to that plan. But then there's the rest of us non-bodybuilders that are a little less than prime. We actually have the fortunate ability to make decent gains without the best environments. In fact, research has shown that some of us can actually build muscle while cutting. It might not be as much, but it is possible. But that means cut-bulk cycling isn't strictly necessary for us. And in terms of consistency, you know, the one thing that holds back all of us from time to time, cut-bulk cycling might actually make things worse. Remember, it requires consistently sustaining long periods of both an energy deficit and an energy surplus. But how consistently can we do that if we're currently inconsistent with just doing one of them? Like if you're still struggling to lose just the first 5 pounds of a 25-pound cut, something I can relate to the past 10 years, then stressing over how to bulk at some arbitrary time in the future is just wasted energy. Wasted energy that won't even help you lose weight. Plus, shifting between eating a lot and eating very little can be both quite the physiological and psychological roller coaster. It's not exactly a walk in the park. So if it's not needed and not the easiest thing to execute, then is it really the best thing for us to focus on right now? Sure, some people might do immediately fine with it. Maybe they're super motivated by what their favorite bodybuilder does. But I say for most of us, that's not the case. So let's circle back. Even though cut-bulk cycling is a 5 out of 5 for its general effectiveness for importance, I'd have to rate it based on different groups. For bodybuilders, it's still a 5 out of 5 Picturefit points for the reasons discussed. For more intermediate and advanced folks though, I'll give it a 3.5. People here have at least some experience of managing their diets and training, hopefully consistently, plus their current physiques likely benefit well from cut-bulk cycling. And for beginners, I personally give cut-bulk cycling a 2 out of 5 in terms of importance. Yes, again, some people can do fine and maybe better with cut-bulk cycling, but again, there is that chance of it creating more confusion than actual results. I think the better approach for most is to really hone in on being as consistent as possible with just going one of these two directions. And some might actually benefit from leaving their diet completely alone and just get consistent with exercise first. But with time, experience, consistency, and some newbie gains, figuring out when to start cut-bulk cycling should come naturally. At least that is my opinion on the matter, but I would love to hear what you guys think. So please let me know how right angle I am in the comments. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a bulking thumbs up and share it with your cut-loving friends. Subscribe for more, and again, let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to get your protein.